Hello.
Hello.
That was terrible.
It's okay. Here we are again for another week.
Yes, look at the sun breaking through the clouds.
Yes, it's because we're here and together.
Our time together is blessed, y'all. It's meant to be.
Something like that.
So it was hard coming up with what to talk about now that marathon training and the marathon is over.
In case you missed it, we ran a marathon. We're marathoners.
I have had a hard time kind of resetting my mindset, and you know, we get with the Black Dog training team, we get 2 weeks of post-race training to kind of follow to keep us on track, and it mostly kept up with that. But man, my legs have felt like trees.
Tree trunks.
Today was the first day I had a run where I didn't feel like it was a total struggle the whole time, so I guess it takes some time.
Yeah. I think it's just such a build up to that one day, and then that day comes and goes, and then you're like, oh, well,
What do I do with my life now?
what do I do now? So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, is what are we doing now?
What do we do now? What are you doing now? Because a lot of our, friends and followers either did the race March 6th or are preparing for May 1st or some other races, I guess, in other parts of the country. But what do you do in between those intense training cycles when you aren't necessarily preparing for a goal race? How do you stay on track? How do you stay healthy? What do you do besides run? What is there besides running?
Well, there actually is a lot.
Okay, let's talk about
Okay, so let's talk about it. I know I'm probably like a lot of people where if I could, I would just run every day, just miles and miles and miles, just go out, run, be perfectly happy. But what we know is you can't just run. You have to do other things, unfortunately, so that your body can run all those miles. So I have really tried to start focusing on some strength and core work, which I've found I definitely need.
Sit up straighter when we say that.
Tighten my muscles. So what I've been doing is just some videos, some YouTube videos right in my living room, and it's convenient. I can't really make any excuses about how I don't have time, or it's raining out, or there's really no excuses I can make. I just have to walk out to the living room and hit play. So
yeah.
That's what I've been doing, and it's funny because the lady in the videos that I do, she has like these 35-pound weights. You don't have to use weights that are this heavy.
You think?
So I have.
Just be quiet out there.
Yes,
if you do.
yes. If you do, good for you. I have my 5-pound weights, and they work just fine for me because I'm not trying to like build muscles per se. I just want to tone what I have. So for me, my little 5-pound weights works perfectly well.
Cool.
So that's what I've been doing in my living room. I probably look like a bug stuck on my back sometimes.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But maybe you should do some video clips so we can, show everybody
what I look like. So I know you've done some exciting things.
Yeah, so I have some different goals. One is definitely the strengthening of the core, the legs, because even though you run and build muscle in your legs, there are parts of your legs that you don't work as much. So I had asked Coach Dawn, I'm like, how do I make my quads look like my calves? And she's like, ride a bike.
And in case you don't know, Kelly really likes her calf muscles.
I think because that's like the first change I could really see, wow, there's some definition there. So I do have a bike, but I don't know. I don't feel super confident riding out there in Myrtle Beach. Not yet anyway. I don't have a super fancy bike or anything like that. So I was actually reading one of the magazines we get here, and it was talking about cycling for runners and how beneficial it can be, and mentioned that, especially because you're trying to stay injury free, to run, that indoor cycling was really great. So We don't have exercise equipment at home except for weights because we just don't have space for it. So we have a community fitness center that, you know, I do go to at times. So I went ahead last night and signed up for one of the local gyms that my husband happens to go to. So I could just go there. You know, he was doing his cycle and not his cycle, his circuit.
His thing.
He was doing his thing. And instead of me like, you know, a couple of times a week, that's sort of my alone time at home. But instead of me vegging out in front of the TV, trying not to eat bad things, I had my phone and my Hulu, and I biked like 5.5 miles and did the stair climber, and it was
There you go.
just good, productive time. But I'm also trying to lose weight, so I'm trying to just eat. I know who isn't,
not?
but not everybody is.
No.
So just being more mindful about what I eat and the quality of food, because I think for a lot of us, all the tracking and the, you know, cutting out food groups and things like that, it's just not conducive to a busy lifestyle, and we definitely have to make sure we're fueling all these workouts. I'm just trying to eat better food, like instead of a handful of Chex Mix.
Although we do love Chex Mix.
Do love Chex Mix. Shout out Chex Mix. Eat a banana, oh, like natural peanut butter or whatever, and you know, just make peace with it. Like everything is not about the fun and enjoyment. Some things are about just getting the job done.
Just doing it.
Just do it.
So tying into nutrition, I've been trying to drink and hydrate.
Ah, yes.
With more water.
I left my water over there, and I'm kind of sad about it
Do you
right
want
now.
me to get it for you?
Could you please?
Yes, not that kind of hydration. We are doing H2O. It's the
H2O.
best thing you can drink.
Electrolytes.
Yes.
I've become kind of a baby about drinking water because this crap is so good. Like just having some flavor in
Just
your
a little
water.
bit of bubbles, and it's like, ooh,
Yeah, so I go through like 2 of these things a week now.
the little things in life.
Yeah, we have Goo here in the store, Goo Hydration, and we have Noon, and they do get, and we have Tailwind too, but most of the Tailwind has caffeine, and I try not to drink caffeine after like 10 a.m. I'm like a baby. I'll be up
Starts
all night.
shaking.
So just having that little bit of fun and fizz in the water helps me to get it down.
Get it down.
Get it down. The other thing we can do to take care of ourselves, stretching all the time. We had our Jared, shout out Jared, one of our many physical therapist friends here at the store. He came in and we were talking about our various ailments.
Yes. We
He was
all have
like,
them.
How are your calves? How tight are your calves? And I'm like, oh, how often do you stretch? I'm like, oh, I stretch all the time. He was like, really?
No.
Stretch your
No.
calves right now. Stretch your calves wherever you are. And if you don't know how to, we'll put some links in. Yes, stretch them out. But these little guys
Are
are
amazing.
my best. Look at this. Would you just look at it? We'll zoom in on that. I mean, every night on the calves. And you know, other places too, but most of us cannot afford a massage every week.
Sadly, no. And you know, with everything going on.
Yeah, some people aren't comfortable with that. So the Premvita Bolt Ultra Mini Massage Device. Love this guy.
Amazing. And it comes in 3 different colors.
It does come in 3 different colors. And it has 4 different massage heads. So like this, you could do like your Achilles.
Yes.
Can't
Get the
get
ball
them.
out.
This is great for the soles of your feet. Have you tried? Have you
No,
tried?
not on my feet, but I'm
This,
worried
feel
about
how
my
gentle
feet.
it is, though.
Don't laugh at us, Daniel.
Feels good if you have the plantar fasciitis, which I'm pretty sure 90% of the population does. It feels nice.
I have the plantar fasciitis.
It's plantar fasciitis. It's inflammation of your plantar fascia. Actually, we are going to have a supplemental video about how to treat some common running injuries. Yes, so look for that. That will be by Daniel Brass.
Yes. Shout out Daniel Brass.
Shout out Daniel. Did y'all hear me shout it? So yeah, so these are just great little tools, and honestly, I mean, several members of my family use this. My daughter's a dancer, she uses this, my husband uses this. So this is, you know, you're gonna pay for it up front, but it's probably the equivalent of getting like 4 massages. So it's a good investment in your recovery.
Well, there you go. All right, so now that we've talked about all the things other than running, let's talk about some
Running!
'cause that's really what we
Woohoo!
love. So we have lots of exciting things that are going on here at Black Dog that are getting started again with the nicer weather and the longer daylight hours. So
And people just kind of generally feeling safer together.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay! So, do you want to run it down?
Sure. We are resuming some group runs that have been suspended for a while, and we also want to talk about some that have been back for a while, but especially now that we have daylight savings, we'll get more leverage out of those. So basically, if you want to run Sunday through Thursday, we have something for you.
We do.
We have Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. People meet right out in front of the store, and that tends to be kind of the more hardcore trainers, I
Yes.
think, people doing some longer runs on the weekends. But listen, with all of our group runs, anyone is welcome anytime. We don't stay all together. We don't hold hands crossing the street.
We could though. We could
We
skip.
could. We ain't gonna. She never waits for me. But, if you have any questions, there's always very welcoming personalities here, and they can tell you about routes and mileage and things like that to help you get started. And then welcome back to our Monday night run.
Yes.
Woohoo! Never miss a Monday.
No, there have been some Monday runners that have met here every Monday just because it's been unofficial, but now we can make it an official thing again. So shout out to those that have been running on Mondays. Good job.
And that's at 6 p.m.
Yes, 6 p.m.
We'll come back to Tuesdays in a minute.
Yes.
Okay. Wednesdays, this is fun. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. down the street at Tidal Creek Brew House.
Yay!
One of the best new businesses here in Market Common. There's a run there every single week that leaves from the brew house. It's usually 3-ish miles
Yeah,
or
it's
so?
about a 5K, I would say.
Okay.
But then when you get back at Tidal Creek, of course, they have beer and food for you, and they usually do give runners a discount if you mention that you are running with the group. So it's a perfect way to, carb up after your run.
Yes, and there's plenty of great outdoor seating too, so that's a fun gathering place right now. And then Thursdays are mainstay run from Black Dog, 6 p.m. And that is typically when we get the bigger crowd. So if you're looking to start and you want to try to find someone around your pace, or maybe you're walking, there's usually someone there doing something close to what you're doing. So that one's fun. So I am so excited about this. I started working at Black Dog almost 2 years ago, and it coincided with the start of our ladies' night. It's Tuesday nights. Oh my gosh, I was just looking through some pictures, and we had a blast. We got huge crowds sometimes, and all ages. We had moms bringing daughters, and we had, older ladies here who had never done a workout before, came and they had their shoes and they were walking, and it was fantastic. And it definitely is harder when it gets darker, because it just does.
You lose motivation.
And some people are a little more leery about the streets and things like that, but we're bringing it back.
Yes.
So the first Tuesday in April, we'll put all this on the screen, the first Tuesday in April, welcome back to the ladies. We will have the group every week, and we are going to plan some special events once a month. It might look a little different than it used to if you used to come, because we used to also bring in locally female-owned businesses, and we had chiropractors and nutritionists and bakers and all kinds of things. So it's going to look a little bit different, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I also want to point out that any of these runs are open to families. So if you've got a kid who wants to run or even wants to ride a bike, you are welcome to bring them, as long as watching them. You can't drop off your 10-year-old and leave. Sorry.
No.
Or your 6-year-old.
No.
I apologize to myself. I can't do that. But yeah, definitely get the kids out, get them running, get them walking, get them started. Bring your parents, bring your grandparents.
Everybody.
Bring them all. Yeah, so this is great. We also, I want to plug our 2021 challenge that we have.
Yes.
Because all of these group runs are a great way for you to keep up with your mileage. or to start a mileage goal if you don't have one. But
It's still early enough in the year that you can.
It is.
You could do it.
I had to slam at home the last 2 months of last year because I was like, whoa, I'm behind. And that's how I ended up running a marathon. So beware, once you get started, you might not want to stop. But we are challenging everyone to walk and or run 2,021 kilometers in 2021, which comes out to what?
It's like 1,256 miles.
Something
Give or take,
like
right?
that.
Is that right, Daniel?
I think that's not much wrong.
It's just over about 1,200 miles. Yeah.
It averages out to about 100 miles a month. So you can do it. You can do it.
Yes. Or like 3.6 miles a day.
Yeah.
So
you can do that. Come on. So we'll put some information on the screen. There is a cost to sign up for that, but you get some really cool swag at the end of the year, and we'll send you some fun motivational things along the way. So we invite you to do that. There are local races coming back up. We will link to those, some live, some virtual.
Oh, see, I was pretty close. I said that 1,256.
That's awesome. You have capacity to remember numbers. I do not. I do not.
Anyway.
So keep it up. Keep training. If you haven't started doing something and you're on the fence, drop us a line. We would love to help you, encourage you, personally motivate you, challenge you, direct you to some training plans, whatever you're looking for. But definitely, if you're local, come to one of the group runs. If you're not local and you're seeing this, we invite you to our Black Dog virtual training group.
Yes, that's also fun.
It's a fun little crowd.
Yeah, and let us know too what you do other than just running. So how do you keep strong?
Yes, we want to know.
We want to know.
Be strong. Bye. Clearly done.
Yes.
We're clearly done here.